Wallula. Yeah, I'm from Washington State originally. I go up there. My dad passed away about 5 years ago, so we've got 2 acres that we've been living on since the 70s. So it's just my mom now, and I'm gonna sell the house, subdivided it into 3 lots, keeping just a third of an acre and putting a new house on that for my mom, selling the house and selling off a lot down back that's landlocked that my neighbor wants to buy. That's the one I gotta give easement to. And our attorney's not
Wise guy.
no, she's not a real estate attorney, so she's not sure.
She's got questions all day long.
Yeah, I'm not an attorney, but I figure it out.
Right. How long have you been down here in Pahrump?
We've been here in Vegas since 2008, and then we've been over here since 2016.
Okay. I moved to Vegas in '06.
Where'd you move from?
South Carolina originally.
Okay.
That's the only place I've ever lived was South Carolina. I moved out here at 21 years old to start my job, and I've been here ever since. Well, Vegas up until August last year. September 1st, we were finally moved in here. We lost 2.5 acres. I had to get land. I was so sick of the city. I needed it.
It's nice out here. It's still close enough to Vegas.
Right, that's where I've been all morning. I had to go take my wife's car to get an oil change at the dealership, and then I had to go do a DOT physical and go by my union hall, and I shot down here. But yeah, my son, he wants to come get his done. He'll be 7 on the 22nd.
7 years old?
Yeah, we both have let our hair grow together. But he'll probably go with a little more skin look on his side of his.
Yeah.
You know, the young kid. He does.
Yeah, we do a lot of the shortcuts.
Yeah. But I was teaching him how to shoot a BB gun the last couple of weeks, and he gets so annoyed because that hair blows in his face, and he's like, "Man, Dad, I guess I'm ready for a haircut." But yeah, it's Vegas. I had a really nice place in Vegas. Don't get me wrong, I had a half acre there. Decent sized house. In my opinion, it was a dream home. I bought it when I turned 26 years old. And had it up until we moved. The neighborhood started slowly. It's got a lot of riffraff. And then what the last spring was, we woke up to homeless people sleeping in my front yard.
Oh, that's nice.
Night, like I said, I had a half acre with a horseshoe driveway, big pine trees. And I was like, this is enough. My wife's like, yeah, we're done.
We had a tenth of an acre in Vegas. We live in a, typical new housing development.
Yeah.
That got old. Now we got an acre and a quarter.
Yeah. An acre's nice. Like an acre's very good. I wouldn't ever go smaller than an acre. But yeah, growing up in the South, I mean, everyone's got farmland and woods and trees.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of land. You know, you can see your neighbor's house down the road, but it's not close.
Right.
At least outside of the city limits.
We lived in Tampa. That's where we're probably going to move back to. We got 6 more years on our lease here. And we're planning on moving back. Probably Gainesville, Ocala area.
Okay.
And I don't mind downsizing then because get something small and have my RV just parked and
Yeah.
just kind of keep it simple. Unless I can find something.
Yeah.
It's hard to find, big pieces of land up there anymore. Unless you're going up in the panhandle or up in the armpit,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I don't mind going, but then it gets a little bit too cold in the wintertime.
Okay. That's very thick hair, so I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do today. See, being on the job site, I have to be in a hard hat all day. That van sits high, not like your hat. So all that hair blows around. Oh, man, I got
Where in South Carolina did you live?
So I was born in Charleston,
Okay.
and my dad and that whole side of the family still live there, but my mom and I moved when I was young to a little town called Barnwell. Well, nobody's ever heard of that, but if you follow
Barnville?
Barnwell, there is a
Barn-
Barnville too, Barnwell. But if you follow golf, they have the Masters in Augusta, Georgia, right?
Yep.
So that's about 45 miles from my hometown.
I like South Carolina.
I love it. I miss it so much. There's two things I don't miss. Only two. Mosquitoes and humidity.
Yeah, that's the one thing we're planning on doing. Washington or upstate New York, that's where my wife's mom lives. We're planning on doing that in the summertime. Even up there, it's humid.
Is Washington very humid?
Yeah, it's not that
I have
bad.
never visited Washington.
I'm on the eastern side of the mountains over up there, so it tends to be a little bit more high desert like this.
Okay.
Even though this is not really high.
But no, I get what you're saying.
But the demographics, topography is about the same. Most people don't associate Washington with being dry, but the Seattle side is wet and gray all the time, and then the other side of the mountains is a lot more sunshine, and but it does get quite a bit of snow in the wintertime.
Okay.
But the skies are clear. It doesn't rain a lot.
Now, the area where you're from, I lived in, do y'all have like rivers and creeks around that area? I've always associated Washington with being a wet state.
Yeah, the Columbia River comes right through the middle of our town, separates the east side and the west side, and then we're right at the base of the Cascade Mountains. So you can see that's actually a live feed of Leavenworth.
I'd have to put on my glasses back. When I seen it, when I sat down, I was wondering where that's at.
So that's right at the base. If you go up through the valley of the mountain, where the mountains kind of separate there, you're 2.5 hours downtown Seattle.
Okay.
And then coming through the mountains, Cascade, and if you keep going east from there, it turns into, that's the end of the mountains, that little town. And so 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes I'm going up in the pines, which is nice.
Right. I was going to say, it's probably a lot of different kinds of scenery.
Yeah. And a lot of fishing lakes, a lot of places to go fish. I'm more of a lake fisher than I'm not really. I like living in Florida. It's just too easy. I don't like the ocean too much with fishing.
I grew up doing both. And I was in Charleston. My teenage years, and all Florida. But my favorite is lake fishing too, rivers and lakes.
Okay.
The ocean, you get so far out there, you know what's out there with you.
So the only thing I've done is the sides, just down here low. I haven't cut any of this yet. You can kind of see where we're at, how that blends into your beard.
Okay.
So that's a 4 down low, just right in here. Like I said, I need to clean that up a little bit and just blend it
Mine's
into
actually one of those real
shorter in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And taking more of this weight out of here.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Already looks so much different.
Yeah. Not so much anymore. My father-in-law lives there. So, but we lived there for 10 years. So. Yeah, yeah. I'd like to be in that area. It's a little, hey, have a good one. I'd like to be somewhere a little more rural, away from the city. Oh yeah. It's growing here though.
Yeah, everyone says that.
It's just so
And I can even
close.
tell, 'cause I've had friends live out here ever since I was in Vegas and visited. And it's definitely
It's just so
grown.
close to Vegas that, and it's filling up. People are, we're getting a lot of people like you that are, realizing that it's nice to be in, nice to have Vegas, but want to get out. There's nowhere else you can go and be this close. That's affordable anyway.
Right.
You want to have some property or have a horse or some livestock. You're not going to be able to go anywhere closer than this.
The only other place that's okay is Loganville, but they don't have really things to eat.
No, Loganville's nice.
Plus, you're still in Clark County.
Yeah, Milwaukee, Loganville. We looked out there.
We looked there, we looked in Alamo, Allegheny.
It's so far away. I mean, Caliente and Kios is nice, but where's the Walmart?
Right, exactly.
You got to go into. I don't even. Yeah, I think Cedar City does have a Walmart.
Cedar City there, yeah, that's where most of them go. I have friends that live out there in Allegheny and in Alamo. So, but like I said, this is your golden sport. And when we first started looking at houses, we just kind of looked around here and there. About 2.5 years before we decided on, I need to start. She said, well, no, I'm not moving to this deal, this and that. That's all you do. I said, if you go do your stats on it and do first square block versus first square block there, Vegas is going to be it hands down every time on your, your drug dealers, your homeless list, your legal, whatever it be, And so she didn't want to have nothing to do with it. And all of a sudden, after we had that incident, waking up with homeless people in the yard, that's slowly talked about from over the years, right? Over 2.5 years time frame. And I was like, look at the convenience. They got hardware store, they got dealerships, they got auto water store, there's plenty of different trades out there, so there's not one guy coming to fix your stuff all the time. So you have options, a lot of different things, tons of different restaurants out there. So we started looking at houses, we found one the first couple of days, we're looking maybe even shorter than that. We bought one. The land was my biggest thing. I wanted land. What's crazy to me is you see your newer subdivisions and stuff, and the houses are just as close as they are in Vegas.
Yep.
And I think to myself, now why in the world would you buy that if you already lived in Vegas and you know what that lifestyle is like? Unless you just don't want any yard responsibility.
Yeah, and there's a market for that, you know.
Yep, there is.
Hey guys. I mean, I tell you, when I moved to Vegas, came over here, I couldn't talk her into coming to prom. Those houses in there, we looked at those, and they were $75,000.
Oh, wow.
They were so cheap. And that was back in 2009.
Yeah.
You know, everything was cheap back then. You know, it's just weird how things have went up so much.
A lot, yes.
And we lived in a place like that over in Vegas. So like I said, with 1/10 of an acre, and you know the HOA, and you couldn't plant anything, you know, without approval or nothing. You know, it was just.
Yep. So I never did live in an HOA, but when I first moved to Vegas, I rented a house for 5 years. I was single, saving money, you know, living alone. Ever since I moved there, I moved there for my job, which I work at the airports and logistics. I'm not actually, but I'm subcontracted. And so I rented a house off of Charleston and Nellis, off of Christie Lane. And I had no trouble over there, but I could put my armpit on the block wall and touch the neighbor's house. You know, I could hear their TV, their arguments, and vice versa, right? And that 5 years is the longest 5 years of my life. I was like, man, this is just too close. And in the driveway, you could park. My driveway was long enough to park a vehicle anyway. When me and my wife met, her house, you couldn't even park a vehicle in the driveway. I'm like, why would you buy this? Like, for what? I'm an outside person. I'm going to be outside as much as possible.
Yeah.
So I need to leave.
We lived in an RV, 40-foot RV. That ain't what I wanted to see. I bought the property, was already approved. Had an RV shape. We were content living in an RV, and I had nothing wrong. And then COVID shut me down here for 2 months, and put a house on the property. Then I Airbnb'd my camper.
Nice.
Yeah, did that for a while, and the customer really wanted my camper, so I sold the camper to Alabama. So I'm not going to Alabama to pick up a 42-foot trailer.
No, that's huge.
It was a bumper pull too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just one of those park models. We loved it. It had 2 bathrooms. It was a perfect RV situation. King size bed. Had a 2 bathrooms. So you never had to worry about anything like that. And I actually wouldn't mind going back to something like that again. But I don't want to be pulling it. You know, so you can find one set up in Florida.
Yeah. That's the idea. A lot of people do that here, I noticed. So they'll have their camper, live in it, build a house.
Yeah.
Which is an awesome idea.
A lot of people just can't afford the houses even out here because unless you're retired, you got some sort of gig, you know, that you're already established. Coming out here and trying to find work is, you know, for the young crowd and people moving here without anything, it's difficult.
Yeah, I would agree.
They just haven't caught up, you know. But they are doing that new glove factory. They're going to hire like 500 people.
What is it? A new what?
They're making rubber gloves.
Oh, okay.
It's a company, some Asian dude. is the founder of it. They had a big ground opening out here last couple of days ago, and a big write-up and a thing in the news. And they're going to hire 500 people from here. That's one of the reasons why they chose this place, is because it's underemployed. And the lowest starting wage is $26 an hour. Well, I mean, for here, $26 an hour, you know.
So let me see it. So I was watching but I was told right now that they were planning on Ford dealership.
A Ford dealership?
Yeah.
Definitely, I haven't heard anything like that, but I definitely could see it happening, because we got the Dodge dealership, and then we've got the Chevy dealership. The Dodge dealership is a local family. The Chevy dealership here is part of the Chevy in Vegas.
Yeah, all my videos are Ford, so I would love that. Yeah, my service here, I have to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, my truck's old enough, I do it myself. I take position. The one thing I'm really shocked is they don't have like holding on the rock, the TV match, or even a Harbor Freight. They found here a Harbor Freight.
Yeah. I've heard rumors about a Harbor Freight, but you know, it's real difficult to get anything going here.
They made it city.
We have a commercial lot up the street, and we're under contract now. But I've been trying to sell it for the last couple of seasons. It's right on this same street here. You go up to the furniture store now, and the property next door to it. It's just a quarter of an acre. But I'd like to get my shop, move this shop to it, and then I decided I don't want to stay here. I mean, I bought my property back when it was real affordable here, and put the double wide on it, and just been working on improving it. And I don't owe anything on it, so I'm just going to sell it or rent it, depending on, because there's no rentals here. That's why a lot of people live in their RVs, and I get it. If I were starting out, that'd be the only way you could really kind of bootstrap yourself into something, unless you want a $2,000-3,000 mortgage payment. Buy an RV, buy some land, and get it improved, and then
And like I said, even starting out, that's a good idea too. Just to buy, and then like you said, wherever you go.
Yeah. So, I was going to tell you, so this property that I own up the street here, they want to put a Sherwin-Williams paint store. So, they bought my lot. Well, I'm under contract with them. They don't back up. They finally said it's final. And then they bought my lot, and then the lot next door, which has an old printing business on it. So they have 3/4 of an acre. Mine's only 1/4 of an acre, and then there's a ½ acre next to me. But just the hoops that the county wants to have you jump through to try and build commercial property.
Is that bad, huh? I've heard rumors.
Yeah, so then over here by Home Depot, they were going to put a Sam's Club and a super Walmart right next door. So that's why you see Home Depot, but you don't see nothing around it.
Yeah.
Well, at the time, the Sam's and super Walmart was going, because this is not a super Walmart. This is just a regular Walmart that they've kind of converted into a super Walmart, kind of. They wanted them to pave the highway, because they were redoing the highway from Home Depot all the way to the 95, 28 miles of the highway. Then they weren't going to, they wanted them to pay for it. Because they tried to hit a home run, It's like, oh, Sam's Club. And so So we don't have a Sam's Club or a Super Walmart. So they said screw that. We're not 28 miles, and they ended up doing. I mean, they ended up improving the highway.
Right.
They didn't have Sam's Club to pay for it. I mean, they need to widen it more again, but it was 2016. It was pretty narrow going up to that 95.
Yeah, I remember actually. I can tell you where they are. Because up until I moved here, I didn't ever travel that way 2 times since probably 08 to 2010 time frame. And I've never been out that way since.
Yeah, they did. They widened it pretty much the whole entire way, but it still needs it's dangerous, especially for the bikes. People cross that line. But yeah, if you go back here behind Walmart, that's the old Binion property. And if you go drive down Bason's nice and smooth. And if you drive up Wilson, it's so beat up and so potholed. And we predict that they're waiting to fix that road on Wilson until somebody comes in and does something with the Binion property. They're going to try and do that again to have them repave the whole Wilson, because it's bad. It's bad. Because there was rumors behind the Walmart, that property, that they wanted to turn it into like a town center, like what's on the south end of the strip. You know, which would be great for the community, have an outside mall. All the restaurants, the shopping and stuff like that. But it's pretty long.
I just had, like I said, have not trimmed it. My beard I trim every couple of weeks. And of course, top of my chin, under my neck, I take that out. Which I think is good for me. I got it. I'm sure you can do it before you're live. If you don't make an appointment before your oral change,
No.
you'll show up. So I got a ton of stuff going on. Do you do the straight blade or whatever?
Yeah.
I've never had one of those in my life. Like I said, I went to a stylist for 15 years, same lady.
I do a lot of beers. I did a big long beard up until a week ago.
You did?
Oh yeah. I went through a year or so, I cut it off.
I do the same thing. Not so much now because my beard's white, but used to. And all this has happened the last 3 years. I used to, I had a big beard one time, I had a long goatee one time, different shapes. When I say long goatee, it was pretty much. But actually, when I cut my beard, when I had my first child, and the baby he got his hands in there and started pulling that hair, I was like,
I got enough of that.
Man, that put tears in your eyes. You know, they don't know what they're doing. They're just looking up at you.
Grabbing onto something.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, this is good.
Supposed to have a peaceful protest tomorrow.
Here?
Nugget.
Really?
Yeah, let's see how peaceful it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's the paid ones.
Right.
I think it's the, hitting all the. I got my can of bear spray just in case they come down this 40 feet.
There you go.
Try to break my windows or something. I don't know.
You can get another, huh?
That's usually where we have protests because they all stand there on the corner at the nugget outside
Okay.
on the corner, and so they have the truck people come in and stand there, and then they got the other side of the street. They got the Friday people.
Opposing side.
Yeah, over where the bank's at.
Okay.
But I mean, this town's mostly conservative. But it is changing. There's more and more people taking it. The one side of the street's usually pretty bare, the liberal side, and then the conservative side's got all the people that've been here forever.
Yeah.
But each time it gets a little bit different.
Yeah, I believe it. I try to stay away from all that.
Yeah,
I find when I say I don't watch the news, I don't watch the news at all.
that's all
Weather,
right.
if I want to know the weather, I'll walk outside. It's just, you don't know what to believe. They're all digging at each other. It's not journalism anymore at all.
No, it's all opinionated
Yeah.
and all got a narrative, a bias somehow.
Our country's gotten so far away from what it should be. You know what's right in your heart and your mind. This is that.
The West Coast are a lot different than the South. That's
Oh,
what
they
God
big
is
different.
doing.
My phone ain't ringing much all week.
Figures, right?
Yeah. And you were saying this is a live 3 feet from where?
It's for the town's called Leavenworth, Washington.
Okay.
It's a tourist town,
Like
so
I said, I can't really see it now at all.
it's just got like a little town square,
Yeah.
and the town's not real populated, but it's quite a tourist attraction.
Looks like they're having some kind of fair or something
They
there.
close off the street, that street, Main Street right there. The park is on the right, and they got Main Street there. They close it off to traffic on the weekends. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday you can't drive down it, and it just becomes a pedestrian. Okay, I'm going to give you your glasses.
Alright.
Just run your hands through it. I'll give you a view of the back.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, keep it like that. Feels so much better.
You can see I just took that bolt out of here, layered it down. I took it down to a 2, just so you got Your beard's a little bushier than just right in there.
Yep. That's all right though.
Yeah. The link looks good.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Here, give you.
Yeah, I like it.
Here, just
That's
take
crazy.
that.
Thank God I can't reach back there. You only have one side.
That's crazy.
Yeah, looks good. That blends really good. Not too short.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, looks good like that. Now when you put your hat on, you still have that hair.
Yep,
You know,
yep.
here, put your hat on again. You can see. Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, really? You got priority with that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nice and clean. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it looks good.
Now, do you have time to do my beard?
I really don't.
Okay,
I've got
that's all right.
But book a beard and a haircut though. Definitely.
I thought I did.
I think you just got a haircut today. And I just got back-to-back people.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, I just have a haircut.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because if I had time, I definitely would hook you up.
Yeah, because it needs it bad and kind of cause some shaping and stuff.
Yeah.
If I was late, how long do you think you got?
I've just got back-to-back.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, man.
It's okay. I get
I'm
you.
just kind of busy. Go take your hat off.
I got you.
Have a good day. I got a few minutes. I'm in line up here. You normally go over with a 3, you say?
Yes, sir.
This is a long one. Pretty much just the same thing you did today.
I like it like this. Like very big. I want it to stay like this.
Yeah, I did before on the sides and then I tapered it down with a 2. Remember that, that's good. If not, I'll probably figure it out. the truck. Okay, we'll figure something out. Just text me. Okay, all right, brother. Yeah, bye. Just a beard and a haircut. Yeah. And then I just use the razor. I don't really full shaves, but I use the razor to line up the ears and stuff like that. I'm gonna shave and not real fan of the line the cheeks up and all of that. Yeah. And this is for me to turning 40?
Yeah. No, I look a lot older. That's all I'm missing. Start working at 10 straight summers.
dry shave. It gets all those hairs off the cheek without having to get under that stuff so much. As long as the hair's short, it cuts. Not, it doesn't cut.
Right.
Plus, I got bear spray that shoots 40 feet. You better get a good run at it.
Good for him. I can't remember what this was at.
Got a fresh can of bear spray. So.
I for him, because he's going to be doing the running, that's me.
That's just for the riot on Saturday, just in case. They come in here, try to bust my window. Bear spray.
What right?
It's supposed to be
Him?
yeah, on Saturday, tomorrow. Captain Nugget. It's supposed to be a peaceful protest, but you know what's been going on.
Yeah, what's been going on there?
Yeah. But I think it's mostly those paid kids, you know, they're paying kids to, you know, aggravate other people. You know, there'll be a bunch of people getting together and then all of a sudden somebody throws a brick in the crowd.
How did you get to keep this picture this whole time? Who are you, 27? You were not in your picture. I can't get that down here.
What's that? That's your driver's license?
What's that? There you go. Ain't gonna not shake it down.
That's when your hair was black. Look at it now. It's all white. I said, that's when his hair was all black.
Because I didn't age well.
You don't look too bad for 35. pomade, is that what you use? Or?
I couldn't tell you all that. Just I found one that worked. I think it was almost like a clay.
Okay,
I don't know
yeah.
if it's water based.
Well,
But it would hold the shape of my hair, like have it short.
yeah, perfect. I sell clay, I sell mostly all water-based pomades. They hold real well.
I haven't used it in almost a year. I don't remember exactly. I have some, but I don't remember what it is. You're doing clay, nice.
Yeah,
I popped my cherry. Never had it done.
yeah.
Never had it
Two
done.
you in the same room. Yeah. Ah. Huh? If he knows funny later in the day, the darker your skin gets. Huh? It is. Good candy.
I never rinsed it off.
Oh yeah.
No canner on it. She came in all pasty. White.
I'm trying to look like Dennis.
We're getting there. Couple more applications.
By 5 o'clock, I'm gonna look like you. Not. Can't hear her at all. Did you say something? Okay, take a look.
Looks really, really good. And you said you did this with a 3 on yours?
I did it with a 3. I left this. No, mine. Yours.
No, yeah.
Yeah. That's 3/8.
Okay.
And a 4 here. I did a 4 in the front and then a 3 on the sides.
Okay. Yeah, it looks very
Yeah,
nice.
just so it has a little bit different shape from the profile. Just a little bit longer.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Bigger like an hair on the longer side.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was kind of open to your suggestions.
Yeah, that works.
Looks very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, I'll schedule it.
Have a good one, Dennis. What?
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I usually wear it long like that, but
Could you get a side profile?
yep.
Yeah.
Really? You got priority that.
Yeah. Nice and clean.